Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jonathan Rice, and today I wanted to do a little bit of sketching and talk about the power of consistency in your life. And so I hope you'll join me while I do this. Let me start off with this. The older I get and the longer I've been doing creative work, the more I've realized that consistency is the difference between staying stuck and making real progress. It's not about being perfect. It's not about waiting for inspiration to strike. It's about showing up over and over, even when you don't feel like it. I found that a solid day-to-day routine leads to growth. You start building good habits, and slowly, without even realizing it, those habits start to push out the bad ones. But here's the catch. Consistency does not mean you're crushing it every single day. Some days are just garbage. Some days you're off your game. You suck. That's normal. You can't judge yourself by one bad day or even one bad week. Progress is about the long haul. Zoom out. Look at the bigger picture. Think of it like a graph. There are ups and there are downs, spikes and dips. But what you really are looking for is the overall direction. Is the trend line moving forward? If so, let me give you a real world example. Over the last year or so, I've lost 50 pounds for health reasons. And I didn't do it with some crash diet or miracle plan. It was just consistent effort. I mean, when I went to see my doctor 3 months after I had the diagnosis that I had, and I had lost at that point like 25 pounds, he asked me, "What did you do? What did you take? What did you do?" And I said, "I just did what you told me to do. I changed my eating habits and I exercised more." It was that simple. It was not a straight, perfect slope downward though. There were days I gained weight, weeks where I plateaued. I got really frustrated. Those plateau weeks were more frustrating to me than the gaining the weight part. Moments where I messed up, ate the wrong stuff, skipped workouts, got discouraged, but I gave myself permission to have those days because I knew I was in this for the long run. I knew I had to get back on the wagon. I was committed. My weight loss graph, it looked more like a roller coaster than a clean slope, but that's the point. I was consistently inconsistent, and that's what worked. As for creativity, it's exactly the same way for me. I mean, you'll have days where you feel inspired, where everything flows, where it just clicks. And then you'll have days where nothing works, and it feels like you forgot how to be creative entirely. Well, that's normal. Don't beat yourself up on those down days. Take a breath, reflect, ask yourself what's going on. Then look at your goals and take one step toward them, just one. That's all you have to do, because one step is better than stopping. Let me give you another example, and that's this channel. I restarted this channel with a goal, 1 video a week. That felt achievable, and it felt grounded and realistic. And then life happened. Right between the eyes. I mean, I didn't make a video for 2.5 weeks. Now, was I disappointed? Absolutely. Was I discouraged? Not even a little. Why? Because I knew, and I still know, that I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep making content. I'm going to keep searching for my niche, keep showing up even when it's messy, even when I miss. You don't have to have it all figured out in life. You just have to stay in the game. And speaking of staying in the game, I want to share part of my journey as an illustrator as I sit here and sketch. About 8 years ago, as someone over 40 with decades of experience as a designer and creative director, I made the decision to dive into illustration. Now, I had some positives. I had the creative experience. I knew how to make things. I knew how to lead creative teams, but I didn't have an illustration style and I didn't have a defined market. I had to experiment. I had to try styles that didn't work. Most of them didn't. I had to explore subjects that didn't resonate. So I had to fail, I adjusted, and I kept moving. I also had to figure out how to market myself, and that's a whole different challenge. It meant investing time, energy, and money. Even when the returns weren't clear yet, I just kept doing it. But over the years, I've started to see momentum. Sales, commissions, recognition, encouragement, well, they've kept me going. I love it, and I love what I do. I've never been more engaged with my own creative process than I am now. Despite the setbacks, I'm in this for the long haul. And that commitment, that's what keeps me moving forward. So back to my health story for a second. It wasn't just about weight loss. I also needed to improve my cardiovascular health, so I started walking, then trying to run. At first, I couldn't run a half a mile. Matter of fact, I couldn't even do a quarter mile without being winded. But I kept at it, slowly building capacity. I was doing really good. And then life hit me. I injured my knee, and I had to stop for 2 to 3 weeks. And that was a setback. And yes, I was frustrated and I lost progress, but I got back out there. I had to reclaim some ground, but that's just life. And you know what? That same rhythm, progress, setback, recovery, it shows up in every area of growth in my life. Life has a way of interrupting our best laid plans. Things rarely unfold the way we expect. But that's the beauty of creativity. It's flexible. It's alive. It's full of detours. And some of those detours lead to better places than we imagined. And if you stay committed, if you keep showing up, you will see results. Maybe not on the timeline you hope for. That's the case with me. Maybe not in the way you pictured. They will come. Those results will come. So I'm going to keep going with illustration, with YouTube, with all of it. Because I love it and I'm committed to the journey. I hope something in this video was encouraging to you today. If it was, would you mind hitting the like button? Maybe subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel and it means a lot to me. So until the next one, I'm Jonathan Rice. Thanks for watching and take care.